That's right. It's time for the Wiki Wow West. It's Big West night, and the desperado himself, Mike Holland, joins me to break it down into our world famous tiers. And we're also going to see if UC San Diego can pull off the double once again. Spoiler alert. Nope. Recording live from somewhere. This is one and done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard One and Done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. We're powered by the galaxy's greatest website, and that would be drroto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich, and if you don't know, now you know. I'm the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. Follow me on X at Dr. William Cannon. Follow us at the show page, scrolling across the bottom of your viewing device right now at One and Done CVB on all the socials. But do yourself a favor and follow this man first. Around here, around these parts, he's known as El Capitan himself, the captain of the One and Done ship. The OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, what it do, baby?
Fire intro, my guy. Dropping the old wild, we're talking pre-show about that movie, man. But yeah, here we are. We're doing previews 18, 19, 20 this week. So man, we are around the corner, my friend. And this is a good one. So I'm pretty excited to hop in here and talk Big West hoops. We've got some of the OGs up in the house already there with Cam and Darren jumping in. So we appreciate that. We know there's a little thing called Monday night, the football going on, but I mean that game there's not much going on, man. So why not chat with us and hang out with us during some Big West preview talk?
Yeah, we got the sickos in the live chat that are joining us. They're just like they're one of us, and we appreciate it. Darren, no, I don't think Philly's Karen is kind of hot. Please do not ever mention that again in this live chat. Actually, I don't care. Do whatever you want. You're the man, Darren. Good to see you in there. Join Darren and Cam. They've hit the like and subscribe buttons, and why don't you do the same thing? Join them in the live chat. We're on our way to 11 gazillion fulfillion and one subscribers. YouTube already contacted me and said that we're going to get our own special trophy. We'll put in the background or whatever, acknowledging that. But until then, help us get to 1,600. We're on our way there right now. Push the subscribe button and get us there. 1,566 of your favorite hoop heads and closest friends have already done the same. So go ahead and push that button. Mike, let's get to the Big West overview real fast. Last season, they were 12th out of 31 conferences in Ken Palm strength of conference. That was good enough for a 12 seed. In the dance, what sort of lines up? I guess UC San Diego held off UC Irvine by a game to claim the regular season crown, and then we'd get that rematch between the two in the Big West tournament final where UC San Diego proved to be too much, pulling off the double and winning 75-61. That's going to look a little bit different on their campus this year, Mike, for sure. Before we get to all that, the 12th seed they earned, like I said, man, that was a tough draw. 12th overall strength of conference, and then you get a really good Michigan team.
Yeah.
In your first round matchup.
In line for an 11 there, man.
And you felt like it could have been that, but unfortunately they drew the Wolverines, and they came down to the last couple of minutes. But Michigan was able to secure that 3-point win to bounce the Tritons. We got Tritons, we got Titans in this conference. Among other mascots that we'll get to, the Rainbow Warriors. Of course, we're going to get to them as well. But before we do that, some quick thoughts from you on the Big West.
Yeah, man. This is one of those conferences, man, that it's a lot of fun to watch. It's really offensive minded. Really the teams that separate themselves are the ones that end up playing some defense, as we saw last year with UC Davis and then UC Irvine. We'll talk about Coach Russ Turner, and we chatted with him a few years ago. Just what an amazing program he's built there. Both teams last year, top 75 in Ken Palm, but they also had 4 other teams in the top 200, and there were, I believe, 5 teams overall in the top 150 in the net. So Just a really nice year for the conference. That is about the ceiling there, as you like to say, Jay, that they're typically in that 15-16 range, but obviously everything came together last year, which is why I thought they legitimately could have gotten 2 teams, and I would have been in favor for it. Man, realignment hasn't really hit as much, so we don't really have to talk about who's in, who's out, who's wherever. So that's pretty nice as well, man. So just a solid conference with some solid basketball being played.
No doubt about it. It's a fun conference to watch. And before we get to our world famous tiers, Darren, asking why Hawaii is not in the Mountain West like they are in football. Full Mountain West number in 2026, Darren. They hear you. They're on their way to that tier coming soon. However, this year we're in the Big West, and we're going to get to every single team. So make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. We're breaking down every single conference all across the land. We're getting A10 action this week, Coastal a little bit later this week. So make sure you push all those buttons. We're not even Mike, we got everybody showing up for the live chat for these conferences. Think about how crazy the live chat's going to be when we actually get to some power conference, some multi-bid conferences.
Let's go.
It's all coming. So make sure you push those buttons, especially the notification bells and the subscribe button, so you don't miss anything that we are doing. At The Real Napier is pushing the buttons tonight, the Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle. Shout out to Nate, doing a good job as always. And then, of course, Eric the Blue at Fantasy Nav in those Twitter streets, setting up the studio, getting you the fire graphics that you're going to see on your screen here shortly. The best fantasy follow, the best football follow this side of the Mississippi. Which side of the Mississippi, you ask? Whichever one you're on, my friends. That's the one for sure. All right, let's get to it. Not going to put it off any longer, Mike. Let's get to the world famous tiers, starting with the low tier, the foundation of the conference, as we like to say. Try to put a little bit of a positive spin on things every once in a while. And there wasn't much to be positive about for Cal State Fullerton last year. The Titans went 1-19 in the conference. That run to the NCAA tournament in 2022 feels like light years ago now. And not only the 2022, the 2023, obviously the back-to-back sort of births that they had, or those runs that they made anyway. It's sort of been a crash out the last 2 years. Dedrick Taylor's offense has just sort of fallen apart. 356th in offensive efficiency last year. We don't like to do a lot of math on this show, but 356th, that ain't good. We still don't, roster-wise, Mike, what are we looking at here? From the information we could find, it's really just going to be a bunch of D2 and JUCO guys. What we do know, right, is that it was an exodus movement of Ja people. Oh, yeah. Just a bunch of guards transferring out. We got Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro, averaged 10 points per game for Valpo last year. He's the guy they're going to look to for offense, but Torvik's projecting them 360th in the country.
Whoa.
Yes, it would, Darren, and I don't know if they're going to get there, honestly. If you gave me 1.5 as the over-under, I would take the over, I guess. But, it's going to be a long one again for Coach Taylor and the Titans. Long Beach State, not much better, Mike. Last year, 3-17 in the conference, a bumpy year one for Chris Acker, coach taking over for longtime head coach Dan Monson. Mike, what do we got to do to get Long Beach State over the hump here? Is it even possible?
Well, you were talking about poor offense. I hand to you poor defense and poor offense, because they turned the ball over 359th, bottom 5 in the country in turnover percentage. You're not going to win very many games doing that. And like Fullerton, this roster is completely transformed outside of center Derek Xaviero, who averaged 5 points, 7 boards, and over a block. So you like that he's coming back. But, you just look around, man. The front court should be pretty solid. Peter Masterovich, we'll see what he can do. He's coming down from Syracuse. They're bringing the Manhattan guard, Shaquille Bender. He averaged double figures. They're just going to be a smaller team. They're not going to be able to get any stops, and their outside shooting is really suspect. We'll slide over here to the UC Riverside Highlanders, man. This is talking about crashing down earlier, man. They were 14-6 last year, but guess who's gone? Oh, Mike Magpayo. The era is officially over as he took the Fordham job. We're going to have to see what Gus Arginal is going to do here, man. He's been around the D1 ranks and, now coming in from the D2. most recently. And we don't have an official roster. We looked earlier today, but we think Denzel Hines is going to be on it. Like, he's a Coastal Carolina transfer forward. He averaged 7.6 boards last year. So we figure he's going to lead the front court here. And then you have UMass transfer guard Marquis Worthy. Expect him to have the ball in his hands a lot. So I don't feel confident at all either in the floor. I think we see a big step back here for the Highlanders. And then the UC Davis Aggies, man, Coach Jim Less, like, he's seen it all since taking the job, in 2011. Two things we really know about this program is they're going to play defense, but I don't know what they're going to do offensively. I think the gap there, Jay, is going to be pretty wide. There's a limited ceiling to what they're probably going to be able to do offensively. I do like Nico Rochak. He is back. He's going to clean up the glass and block shots for them, but it's going to be up to Connor Sevilla, who averaged 9 points per game, and then Carl Daugherty, who I thought last year coming from Central Arkansas was going to be a really nice piece for them. He just never really got it going offensively. I just don't think they're going to have enough firepower to get it done most nights, man.
All right, so Cal State Fullerton, it does look like they have a roster out, and when it looked, it's De La Cruz Monegro is the only senior on the team that has any at all.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of freshmen and a bunch of guys from Chaminade College Prep, TMI Episcopal, no disrespect.
Yeah.
To, Landon
one of those
Seaman,
guys.
the graduate student coming in from Minio College, but at this level, even is there going to be enough to get it done on a nightly basis? Davis White, obviously if the College of the Sequoias making his way over, KJ Harris, the freshman, it's going to be tough regardless. So we'll see if Cal State Fullerton can get themselves out of this low tier along with Long Beach State, UC Riverside, and UC Davis as well. Make sure you hit all those like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Darian's keeping the live chat flowing as well. Cam, let us know, Cam, what you think about this football game going on, or if you're watching Monday Night Raw, that's over. Looks like we got LA Knight, coming to their end. Just let us know what you got on in the background. Of course, we know you're listening to us, hanging out with us here on One and Done, and we appreciate everybody for doing that. Push all those buttons if you haven't already. Let's go to the old mid-tier, Mike. And the Matadors of Cal State Northridge were not super mid last year, 14-6 in the conference, as a matter of fact. A tremendous second year for Coach Andy Newman's squad, and they continue to play at one of the fastest tempos in the country, which obviously makes for an entertaining, at least to watch on your television, your viewing device, to watch the Matadors Olay up and down the court, if you will. Solid on both ends. Not a lot of Olay defense necessarily last year. However, this year we do expect some drop-off in efficiency on both ends. Keontae Jones out the door along with Scott Washington, Marcus Adams, junior wing. Mahmoud Fafana is coming back. He's going to have to step into a larger role, averaged 8 points per game for the Matadors last season. Now let's talk about the backcourt here. I love me some good backcourt play. And Matadors went to the portal to get Josiah Davis from Niagara and Larry Hughes Jr. from St. Louis. Yeah, this is that. More and more of those, Mike, especially as we get to these multi-bid and power conferences. We're going to recognize a lot of those juniors, guys, some recognizable names. Larry Hughes, obviously, doing it for Cal State Northridge. But Davis and Hughes will both have to be more efficient from the field if Cal State Northridge will take that next leap. Front court, major question marks, Mike, and that's basically what's keeping them out of the high tier. What about the Roadrunners of Cal State Bakersfield? We had Northridge Matadors opening up this tier, and now we got Bakersfield. Coach Rod Barnes entering his 15th year, my man, looking to right the ship after 4 straight losing seasons in conference play.
Yeah, it's been rough, man. Jamil Jones out the door, man. But getting point guard CJ Hardy back, he averaged 9.5 points, 2 assists, shot 44% from 3. And I do like the addition of AJ George. I think he's gonna be a really good player. He comes in from SMU, and he was a really good player in this conference a couple of years ago with Long Beach. Also adding Tennessee State transfer Ron Jessamy. 9.6 boards over a block. He's going to be pretty strong for them in the middle. But to get out of this mid-tier, Jay, like they're going to need to improve dramatically on defense because they got a lack of size, and there's just not a lot of offensive pieces I think you can count on. So I do like the mid-tier here for Cal State Bakersfield. We move over. You kind of teased it that these guys, you were jumping in early, man, saying, calling your shot here that UC San Diego isn't pulling the double-double this year. So maybe they'll put that chip on their shoulder. But it's gonna be pretty tough, man, because they had Coach Eric Olson, who did a tremendous job there, and he's out the door. Obviously, going to New Mexico. It was well earned. You got former assistant Clint Allard taking over, and he's going to try to keep this train rolling, even though it's a full roster reset. You got the additions of Tyson Dunn here at guard, 12 points, 5 assists. You got Alex Chaikin from Lafayette, who was a solid player, shot 48% from three, averaged 14 points for them. So they have a pretty legit backcourt. It's really the front court that is going to need to step up. They got a lot of inexperience at this level. A lot of competition here between Bull Dindit, Emmanuel Prosperi, Cade Pendleton, and other guys. I do like them to be competitive nightly, but we're dropping down to the 10-11 win ceiling, I feel like, in this first year for Coach Allard, which, if he can, get a couple of guys to step forward in this front court, we could see a little bit more of a ceiling, but it's just too much of an unknown right now in the preseason. And then finally, the Cal Poly Mustangs. I know we just talked about Coach Olson. He won Big West Coach of the Year, and deservedly so, but my vote, or at least second place, should have gone to Mike DeGeorge. Look, in year one, he won as many games in conference, 8, than they did in the entire John Smith era, which was 5 years. And they did it by playing at a blistering pace, 3rd in the country in tempo. 3-point barrage for them, 5th in rate from 3-point land, and 52nd in percentage. So that's a pretty devastating combination to play against. Made them pretty tough, but they couldn't do anything defensively. And now they lose Kuntz, Jessup, Hyder's out the door. They do get half the roster. So while you lose all your high usage guys, you're getting some of these guys back, like Peter Bandel. He averaged 10 points. He's going into his sophomore year. He's a legit stud going into, his sophomore year here. So if they can get like Caden Ward and Karen Elliott, Aaron Price to all kind of just be a little bit more than what they were last year, which was rotation pieces. I do like a little bit of their upside, but like other teams in this tier, man, it's just a lack of defensive upside, which is going to kind of hinder them. So I like them to be around, the 8-9 win mark again, which is putting them down here in the mid tier.
Indeed, the ceiling does seem to be the floor for Cal Poly, just as Darren said, in the mid tier, along with UC San Diego, Cal State Bakersfield, and Cal State Northridge in the old mid tier. Look at this, Mike. I mean, a nice, well-balanced tiers here, setting it in the 4 as opposed to, the other night we had a 17 conference. And it was, it was like 2 and 3 and 2. It was like didn't look right just up on the screen with those few graphics. But now we got ourselves a big old conference here. 4 and 4 in each tier, which if you're doing the math, you're counting them on your fingers, Big West fans. That means there's 1, 2, and 3 left to go. Do you consider a Triton a legitimate weapon? Yeah, man. I mean, it's up there.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
Aquaman uses it.
Look at the way the Big West logo sort of has the 3 things like that. It almost is set up like that. Like a Triton. That is an absolute legitimate weapon. All-time weapons chart. It's probably it's top 15. I mean, we could
in efficiency.
I think, think about it. Like the accuracy behind that thing, it's weighted on the one end. You really just got to find where your release point is, where you feel comfortable just really getting rid of that thing. Because that's going to fly, man. That thing's going to fly. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of practice, but you can get there, Darren. I believe in you. Let us know about your Triton practice in the backyard in between watching the mean green whoop up on people up there. We appreciate it for sure. All right, hey. Oh, Cam, what is it? What is Cam saying he's got? Oh, McCarthy is not that good. Well, these are the Monday Night Football revelations that we can all get on board with. So, hey, we love to hear from everybody in the live chat no matter what. So make sure you're hopping in there with the guys. Hit that subscribe button first. We'd love to hear from you for sure. As we get to the old high tier, Mike, Looking like a high rainbow here. The
Let's
Rainbow
do it.
Warriors. That's right. Only 7-13 in the conference last year, but Coach cannot not going to let them finish outside of the high tier, at least according to us here, right here on One and Done. Year 10 was the first time Coach Gannat finished below 500 in conference play ever, at least since he's been on campus there in Hawaii. The Warriors were bottom 20 in the country in turnover percentage and only converted 31% from deep. That ain't going to get it done for sure. So what do you do then? Kind of time to overhaul things, right? And it's been transformed. The roster has. The anchor, though, Gitas Namiksha, coming right back in, 12.3 points, 5.6 boards for Namiksha. I mean, when you have that solid foundation, that base of your team coming back, it's got to feel so good for Coach Gannat to know that he can rely on him. But in something a little bit of a change here, returning point guard Aaron Hunkin-Clater now getting the keys to the Cadillac. Going to be driving the offense around. He averaged 4 points and 2.5 dimes playing off the bench in his freshman year. This is his squad now. Going to steer it around. Can he make it happen? You also like the additions, Utah guard Hunter Erickson being added from the portal, South Dakota wing Quandre Bullock. Averaged double figures, 12 points actually for South Dakota last season. I like the Rainbow Warriors to get back to contending at the top of the conference. Nice. It's the size, it's the skill, it's the coaching. It's not an accident that it's only happened one time that they finished below 500 since he's been on campus, man. They're going to get back above it, figure it out again, and compete. I mean, obviously, we don't feel like there's going to be a repeat champ here, so why not the Rainbow Warriors, Mike? And why not UC Irvine, the Anteaters, 17-3 in the conference last year? Talk about consistency. It's like set your clock to it. The sun's rising in the east, and Russ Turner is dominating the Big West.
I'm supposed to follow that? That's awesome, man. Well, just an outstanding 15-year run for Turner. Look, program's coming off back-to-back 17-win seasons during Big West play. The Anteaters, they're just annually one of the top defensive programs in the country. Last year, they were 20th in adjusted defensive efficiency. They got a nice nucleus of players coming back with like guards Andre Henry, wing Jareen Dixon. And a big bonus here, man, the re-addition of Darren Saran, who a couple of years ago was really good in this conference and got out of there after his freshman year, spent his sophomore year last year at Stanford and couldn't find any playing time. So here we go. He's probably going to step right into a big-time role. I think he's going to be a contender for Conference Player of the Year just based on what he did in this conference 2 years ago. You also have senior Kyle Evans. He's going to step into a bigger role too. They're going to continue to be a dominant defensive presence, man. This guy he only played 12 minutes a game last year, and he averaged 1.2 blocks. So, like, we're looking at probably 20 to 25 minutes. He's just going to change a bunch of shots. This team is absolutely loaded. And you got UC Santa Barbara, man. Like, if you watched these months are ticking away. This is probably over 2 months ago now. We did the top 5 mid-major rankings. We had UC Santa Barbara in there. Coach Joe Pasternak. He's had not quite the consistency level, right, of Russ Turner, but he's made the tournament twice during his 8-year tenure, and he's just consistently, the one thing that he has done is bring in top flight talent year after year. So he loaded up in the portal, but, the return of wing Jason Fontanet, he averaged 10 points, 3 assists. You got forward Colin Smith, who was previously at Vanderbilt a couple of years ago. He averaged 9 points, shot 46% from 3 at the forward position. That's really nice. And then you're going to surround them with this trio of monsters that they brought in from the portal. You got Utah transfer Myra Little, who is a former prize recruit. Saw a little bit of a flash from him last year, averaged 5 points there at Utah. Now comes down to the Big West, and you got UConn transfer Aiden Mahaney, who, just could not see the court because of the defensive purposes at UConn. And he's going to be a guy that's going to average 16 to 17 points per game in this conference. We've already seen what he can do in the WCC. So you got little size and playmaking. You got Mahaney scoring. there's all kinds of options in the backcourt. And then, oh, by the way, in the front court, you're bringing in Louisiana transfer and former All Sun Belt forward Hosanna Katinji, who's coming off an injury last year. Like even if he's like 80% of the player he was, the old Gauchos, man, they're going to be cooking. Their first five is pretty good. Maybe a little bit of question depth wise, and I don't know, of the five teams that we put in our mid major ranks, like they're maybe the one that we're maybe a little more bullish on than other people are. There's some people that probably think UC Irvine is the team to beat. And they're going to battle it out, man. We just can't forget about Hawaii. Look, this is going to be a fun top of the conference this year.
Is there a name in mid-major basketball that when he's on the court and providing for his team that is going to just that's how good he is, other than Katinji? Like that guy, once he starts playing, I mean, obviously he's good to go coming off that injury, right? But he's going to remind people very quick. Like the Gauchos are going to be very good.
Yeah.
They're going to be very good.
Yeah.
Are they your pick to win the conference, Mike?
Yeah, I think so, man. And I'd hate picking against Coach Turner because this guy what he puts out there and then Surround coming back and the defensive presence they have in the middle. I think it's between these two, and Hawaii's going to put up a nice fight, man. But I think UC Santa Barbara kind of switches with UC San Diego this year as a team to kind of battle UC Irvine up at the top, man. But it's going to be a good one.
Looks like we're both picking against Coach Turner because I'm taking the Rainbow Warriors, baby. Let's go. Let's get on a run. Let's ride the wave, my friends. Ganot's not gonna let that happen again, man. He's got a chip. Like they're coming back.
Oh yeah,
passion this year, and that off season, I can just imagine. Just imagine his attitude and the way that he's. That's going to be a fun team to watch. That's going to be a very, very fun team to watch. UC Santa Barbara, UC Irvine, and Hawaii at the top, the high tier of the Big West. In the old mid tier, Cal State Northridge, Cal State Bakersfield, UC San Diego, and Cal Poly. And then down in the old foundation, the low tier for the Big West, Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach State, UC Riverside, and UC Davis. Cam chiming in here, planting his flag.
Nice.
UCI, UCSB, and Hawaii in that order. He's taking Coach Turner, Mike, and I don't blame him.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, so one of us is going to be right, me, you, or Cam. We'll come back to this in a few months here. And, Cam, the all-time leadingest winner of MC Holland 34 Invitationals over on DraftKings. So, maybe we should, take his advice here too. But shout out to Darren, shout out to Cam, of course, who is inviting everyone to pack the stadium this week. Let's make sure the Pack to Wazoo believes in the Mean Green. Go Mean Green, Darren. Good to see you in there as well. Cam letting us know Jay Jetta could only be held quiet for so long. I love it. Hey, and I don't want to forget about our friend Mr. Mike Pucci coming in there to hang out with us, letting us know Purdue has already had the chip locked in. All right, Mike. All right.
Purdue moved to the Big West.
Love it. I love it. It's good to see old Mike in there again. Mike in the live chat and my guy Mike on the screen as well, bringing the heat as always here on Big West Night. Make sure you hit all those buttons, like and subscribe at One and Done CVB on all the socials is where you can find us. Follow our guy Eric the Blue at Fantasy Nav in those Twitter streets. Pushing the buttons tonight is our guy, the Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle, who you can find on X at The Real Napier. And then you need to follow this man while you're over there on Elon's hellhole. It's at MC Holland 34, El Capitan himself, the captain, the desperado of One and Done. Mike, we're going to come a couple more times this week to the studio. We got A10 on a Tuesday coming up on a Tuesday. A10 on a Tuesday and the Coastal on Thursday. hitting a couple of them up. The live chat, of course, is just heating up as we're about to get off the air. Make sure you join us because you never know about the live release live chat and all of college hoops. Shout out to Mike in the chat. Shout out to Darren and Cam as well. Shout out to all of you for joining us. Tell somebody you love them. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow for the A10. My name is JAYHEINRICH. Come again. Peace.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drrodo.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.